What I want to talk about today is what are you willing to do, okay? Because what you need to do is become mindful, okay? And what that means is you need to start paying a lot more attention to what you're putting into your body, how you're feeling. You're gonna have to start to take some mental notes, and more than just mental notes, you're gonna want to write some stuff down, okay? So, number one thing is, for me especially, to get me started losing weight, and what's a Weight Watchers thing, is to get a food journal, to get a notebook that you can write everything in, okay? And from the time that you get up in the morning till the time that you go to bed at night, every little bite that you put in your mouth, you're gonna be wanting to write that in there. And what that's gonna do is make you more aware of exactly what you are eating. How much you're eating. You're not just going to write it down and be sloppy about it. I want you to actually start measuring out your food, paying attention to portion sizes, reading your nutrition labels, because if you really want to lose weight, you have to know how much you're putting into your body, okay? You have to know how much you're putting into your body. You have to know how much you're expending during the day also. But the number one thing, if you want to lose weight, is you have to learn to eat appropriately for your body. You need to learn appropriate portion sizes, and you need to learn to eat the correct kinds of foods, okay? And so mindfulness. How are you going to be mindful? Well, number one thing right there is you're going to actually measure out your food. You're going to use measuring cups. You're going to pay attention to those nutrition labels, and you're going to have one serving of everything instead of like 2 or 3 servings of it, okay? You start out and you measure out your serving. If you have to count out chips, or if you have to count out M&Ms, if that's what you're going to have, hey, that's what you do. You count it out, all right? It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't take that much extra time. And if it's worth it to you, if losing that weight is worth it to you, you're going to do it, all right? You're going to put in that extra effort. Next thing, you're going to do to be mindful is to start paying attention to how your body feels when you're eating, okay? You're going to slow down, take your time when you're eating, actually taste every bite, okay? And realize that, especially when it comes, here's a really good tip for when it comes to sweet stuff and stuff that you know that you probably shouldn't be eating. It's not real good for you, but it tastes good, all right? What you need to realize is that that first bite is always the best bite, okay? Because in your mind, and you got it built up to being so good, and you finally give in and you have it, but that first bite is the best bite. And after that, it all tastes the same, okay? So if you can learn to just, if you got a craving that you can't get rid of, if you can just learn to have that one bite. I used to go and have the bite-size candy bars. I'd have some of them on hand, bite-sized Snicker bars, okay? And I'd have 1, maybe 2. They were a point apiece, okay? And I would figure it in. I was accountable for it. You write it down. It's not a cheat, because you know what? You're not cheating anything. You can eat whatever you want. I mean, it's all comes down to trade-offs, okay? Because if you eat that junk food, it just means that you're not going to be able to eat much more of anything else later, all right? So it's all willingness to just trade things off a little bit, okay? It's you can feel full and satisfied. I shouldn't say full, but you can feel satisfied that you're not having hunger cravings and hunger pains, or you can be satisfied because you had that taste in your mouth, okay? It's a trade-off. And you're going to start to learn that you feel a lot better about yourself, and your body feels a lot better if you make the healthier trades and start to eat the lower calorie stuff and the higher fiber, lower fat. You get to eat more of it, especially fills you up, gives you that volume, makes you feel like you actually did eat something instead of eating that little tiny piece of something, okay? So that's a little bit about mindfulness.